I got a little ahead of myself. Pretty right there, isn't it?
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Ben Skaten.
Jessie, nice to meet you.
Hi, Jessie. Have a chair.
Thank you.
You have a resume? Thank you. I'll look this over. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay, this semester I'm a junior. I'm finishing up my third year. I'm doing my concentration in youth and family studies to hopefully pursue a career eventually with children or working with volunteers, youth.
And it looks like you worked a little bit with Rich and Kiko.
I did? Do you know
in
him?
India. Yeah, he was my student.
Oh, very cool.
That was a long time ago. All right. Tell me a little bit about your overseas experience.
Okay, my first major overseas experience was in Chennai, India, directly after graduating high school. I worked with a program called Harvest Bridge, and under that was GATE, which is Gypsy and Tribal Empowerment. I worked with a woman who children gypsies, and her father had a orphanage that I volunteered in. So I was there for 2 months. And then most recently I was in Quito, Ecuador for 3 months working for them.
Reflecting back on that, what challenged you the most
In which?
in your overseas?
In India, I went alone. I didn't have a team or really any overseers. I went and stayed with a host family, and that was very difficult, being 18, and I had never really traveled before, so that was very difficult, a lot of culture shock. And in Ecuador, I would say just working in the opposite, working under a team and with colleagues and with peers, trying to learn how to mesh personalities and get along.
What gave you the most delight?
The work I did there, I worked with a teen pregnancy center. I got to go up and babysit every day while the girls were in school, and that was perfect.
You adjusted to the altitude of Quito.
Yeah, it took me a while, but it was doable.
Give me an example while we're talking about culture, your experiences of how you show your sensitivity to other cultures.
What I personally like to do is I like to observe and just kind of blend into the background and watch what other people do before I try to assert myself into their culture. I like to watch their hand gestures. Like I know, for instance, I learned very quickly in Latin America that you don't do this. Yeah. I like to observe and try to follow what they do.
Let's see. Let's back up a little bit. Do you speak any other languages?
Currently, no. I am working on Spanish.
You call yourself a beginner?
Intermediate beginner. I have a basic grasp of it.
How'd you hear about World Relief?
Through my class.
Are you familiar with World Relief and what they do?
Previously, no, but I've done the research. I like their mission.
Have you ever volunteered with refugees before?
No, I have not.
Tell me a little bit about your organizational skills and maybe an example of something you organized.
Organization, right? Personal or professional?
Either way.
I like organization. I like things to have a place and to be in their place. At the church I grew up in, I helped frequently with organizing different children's programs and putting together MVBSs in Sunday schools and curriculums.
What kind of skills do you bring to the job? What might be your weakness?
Skills, my passion that drives what I do. If I'm passionate about something, it gets 100% of my focus and attention. And anything that I'm able to give, I will give. My weakness would probably be time management. Not necessarily in punctuality, but more so in just balancing what needs to be done and when.
I notice you have related coursework is a computer class. Is that something that you're interested in? You're really good at, so you decided to take it?
I have a basic knowledge of it. I took that in high school, actually, from my community college. Say I'm interested in it. I noticed it was on the description of the job outline.
Give me an example of your ability to adapt to a new situation. You've been in a couple of those now.
Yes. My ability to adapt, I would say, isn't fantastic, but it's definitely good. I like to take my time to, like I said, observe and see where my place is, where I can fit, and then once I find my rhythm, I'm fine.
All right. What do you know about Moline?
I know it's in Illinois. I've recently been to Illinois, I think in the past year. I don't know anything about the town itself, but let's see.
Do you have a green John Deere cap?
I do not.
I don't know.
I could go.
Yeah, that's John Deere headquarters. Do you have a question for me?
Sure. What amount of travel time, if any, is included in this position? I noticed on the description it said briefly that we would be assisting volunteers with their work with refugees. Does that include traveling with them, or?
Well, there's not much travel involved. Most of the refugees come to Moline to be resettled in Moline.
Okay.
So it's working with volunteers to coordinate all their needs, all the refugee needs. So the family needs to go to the hospital or to the doctor, finding a volunteer to get them there and help them through the whole process of filling out forms. And,
so my
things.
position would be to. I'd be like
Your
the
position
second.
is,
Okay.
you coordinate the volunteers.
Okay.
And you coordinate the refugee flow and getting all those folks settled and those kind of things. You also will probably get a chance to go overseas with World Review. They like to have their people go to different places and experience the work that they do on the other side, so that you can see both ends of it. So, well, it's nice to meet you.
You too.
That's our time.
Thank
so.
you for taking the time.